Robert Deere, who's the Planned Parenthood terrorist, admitted that he's guilty in court on Wednesday. He said, quote, "I'm guilty. There will be no trial. I'm a warrior for the babies." Oh boy. I wonder what his motive is. He also blurted out, "Protect the babies." Again, I wonder what his motive is. At another point, his lawyer discussed his mental state with the judge, and Deere chimed in, "I'm competent." And then he said he wouldn't agree to mental health evaluations, quote, "for fear they'd put me on psychotropic drugs that could make me talk like the Batman guy." So he's referring to James Holmes, who shot up the theater where they were playing Batman at the time. So now we're beginning to see the full picture here. This information comes on top of what his ex-wife said, which is that he's very religious and he's obsessed with end times, and he thinks that he can get away with anything, he can do anything he wants, as long as Jesus forgives him, and as long as he says, "Jesus, will you forgive me?" Well, then yes. So he can do whatever he wants. So he took that to heart, and he believed it, and he acted on it. And, of course, when he was arrested, he also now infamously said, "No more baby parts," as they were bringing him to jail. So this isn't a murder. This isn't even a hate crime. This is a terrorist attack. He did it in the name of his religion. He thinks he did it in the name of his religion. And bottom line is, somewhere along the line, he was brainwashed and he believed what his preacher or his pastor was telling him about the issue of abortion, or he believed family members or right-wing commentators who often talk about how it's a genocide, or like Bill O'Reilly said, the Democrats voted for infanticide. Totally made up, totally not true, but you say it, and some crazy people might believe it, and they might act on it. But I want to take a moment here to expose to you guys just how irrational many of these religious terrorists can be. This doesn't just go for Christianity, this also goes for Islam. I'm going to give an example when it comes to jihadists in a second. It's an example I've given before. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Bible for this Christian terrorist and see what it says in Numbers 5. Quote, "If a man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him, so that another man has sexual relations with her, a priest shall take some holy water in a clay jar and put some dust from the tabernacle floor into the water. After the priest has had the woman stand before the Lord, he shall loosen her hair and place in the hands the reminder offering, the grain offering for jealousy, while he himself holds the bitter water that brings a curse. Then the priest shall put the woman under oath and say to her, if no other man has had sexual relations with you, and you have not gone astray and become impure while married to your husband, may this bitter water that brings a curse not harm you. But if you have gone astray while married to your husband, and you have made yourself impure by having sexual relations with a man other than your husband, here the priest is to put the woman under this curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people when he makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell." Not only is that pro-abortion, it's saying that God is going to perform the abortion for you, and your priest is going to perform it for you. If your wife cheats, you go to your priest gives the toxic potion, the bitter water, which induces an abortion, and if she drinks it and you have the baby, fine, it was your baby. It wasn't the other guy. But if she drinks it and she does have the abortion, that's okay, that's good, because that wasn't your kid. You weren't supposed to have that kid. She cheated for that kid. So this is the Bible saying, if your wife cheats on you, she should have an abortion. And this jackass, because he was told by his pastor, and he believed that that was his religion, I gotta go kill, no more baby parts. I gotta do it because of Jesus and the Bible. You idiot, did you even fucking read it? Did you even fucking read it? You didn't read it, but you were still brainwashed and you still believed it because the religious figures are right-wing commentators. You're so sad. You're so immensely stupid and sad. You're beyond pathetic. You're a joke. You've wasted your life. You've wasted your life. And all these poor victims, look at what you did. Now, for the jihadist example, these guys are like, we are the most Islamic. We are the most Muslim. We care about the Quran and the Hadith. Oh, do you? Well, then why is it that, like we did in the segment not that long ago, in the Quran, they say intoxicants are of Satan. You can't do any intoxicants. They're of Satan. How dare you besmirch Allah by doing substances? If you do substances, fuck, man. You know the punishment. There's a lot of fucked up punishments in the Quran as well, along with the Bible. You know, stoning for adultery, killing for apostasy. So you do substances, you're in that group, buddy. You can't do it. Allah says don't do it. What are almost all the ISIS fighters doing? They're taking pills that are called Captagon pills. They're amphetamine pills. They're massive uppers, so you're like high on cocaine as you're shooting people in Syria as they're fighting. Massive shipments were seized. The ISIS fighters are taking fucking drugs. As it says in the Quran, you can't do fucking drugs. Look at you, you fucking pathetic hypocrites. You say we are the most Muslim, we are the most Islamic, we follow the Quran, except when we don't, when it's fucking inconvenient. You guys are all pathetic. You guys are all pathetic. You don't even believe the things you say you believe. You've been taught it by charismatic preachers who don't know their ass from their elbow either. And you've acted in a way that is the most immoral as you're convinced you're being the most moral.